Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Stranger Days. And, one of the great things that the internet has brought us is the ability for humans to be bros with other humans in the time of need, right? I myself, a little over a year ago, had to get a surgery I couldn't afford for my cat. And thankfully, my audience came together through their generosity and absolute compassion. We were able to get Chance a surgery, and he's still alive today and annoying the absolute hell out of me. But other people have been able to do it for absolutely better reasons than to save a cat, right? And that would be just the kindness that to show towards someone else in a time of need. We've seen this multiple times throughout the years, but one last year was a real big one. And this was a story of a homeless man who had come to the aid of a woman who had ran out of gas along the side of the road. He used his last $20 to fill her tank and get her home, and she, to repay him, to repay his kindness, went to the media, got the media involved, opened a GoFundMe, raised over $400,000 for this man to get his life back on track. It was a great feel-good story. Everyone was on board. Everyone was happy. Then it all started to come apart. It all started to come apart when he accused them of taking money that belonged to him. They accused him of wasting the money, and it's gone through the courts and forensic audits. And now we're finding out basically that, the couple of the homeless man charged in $400,000 GoFundMe hoax. It wasn't that one side was screwing over the other. It wasn't just that. It was that both parties were greedy and ultimately worked together to bilk people out of $400,000. And then their greed ultimately destroyed what could otherwise be described as the perfect plan. And that's true. This is a story that would be absolutely perfect plan, because it's like no one would ever question it, right? No one would ever actually question what would be happening in the scenario after the fact. They would think, oh, I threw my money down. I helped out. This guy got his life back on track. I feel good about myself, yada, 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 yada. And then they move on with their day. But unfortunately, now they've cast out on every single GoFundMe going forward, every single crowdfunding campaign going forward, they've cast out on. But the story is this, it's wild. Now, it says here, the heartwarming story of a New Jersey couple whose GoFundMe campaign raised over $400,000 to lift a homeless veteran out of poverty was completely made up to make people feel bad, prosecutors revealed Thursday, as all three were charged with the massive scam. Kate McClure and Mark D'Amico stated that the online fund drive, or started the online fund drive in November 2017, claiming that vagrant Johnny Bobbitt had spent his last $20 to buy McClure a tank of gas when her car broke down along I-95 outside of Philadelphia. But the couple, whose officials said were hard up for cash themselves, had actually known Bobbitt for at least a month, occasionally spotting him $10 or a cup of coffee as he panhandled near the underpass by Philly's Sugar House Casino, the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office said in a Thursday press briefing. Now, it was off that same exit ramp to the casino that McClure and Bobbitt posed for a touching photo together after Bobbitt supposedly came to the rescue with the gas money, which officials now say was anything but spur of the moment. And that's true. That was a big deal. That was a huge, huge, huge deal when that happened. Everyone was talking about it. Oh my God, this homeless man, right? It's, he gave his last $20. He helped this woman out. This poor woman was alone on the side of the road. He told her, sit in your car, lock your doors, and I'll be back. And he white knighted for her in a way that really pulled on the heartstrings. And of course, homelessness problems is huge in this country. Homeless veteran problems is a huge part of this, huge issue in this country. There's 11 million homeless people in America and 16 million abandoned homes. I'm just saying the math doesn't quite really add up there. But anyway, what we're seeing is like, that was a big deal. That was a huge, 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 huge thing a year ago. And then it all went to shit like most of these plans tend to do. Now, this is what she says to a friend. She copped to the whole thing on text message like an idiot. It says here, okay, wait, the gas part was completely made up, but the guy isn't. I have to make up something to make people feel bad, so shush about the made up part. Now, the heartstring tugging tale worked as donations started pouring in, with the viral campaign's haul eventually blowing past $400,000. And it's true, it did. It hit $400K, and people they felt good about it, right? And they probably thought they'd never be caught. No one's ever going to follow where the money went, right? No one's ever going to question where it went. If they give him a fair amount of it, and everything else, they are going to, or they split the money or whatever, then they're all going to go their merry way and they're all going to end up doing whatever. But the problem though is that when that money is there and people need that money, this would be Bobbitt because he got money, he got a truck, he got a bunch of stuff, ended up blowing it all again, right? Losing it all again. And then the couple blew most of their cash on other things, probably because they also had a lot of gambling debts, which is one of the reasons why it's funny that they met outside of a casino and an overpass or an underpass, right? That's, again, funny to me. Now, but the plot's feel-good veneer started to crack over the summer when Bobbitt sued the couple, claiming that he only saw $75,000 as McClure, 28, and D'Amico, 39, blew the rest on splurges, including a new BMW and designer shoes. Additionally, the pair withdrew over $85,000 in cash from ATMs at or near casinos ranging from Atlantic City to Las Vegas. Again, we're starting to see a pattern here. What's the worst possible thing that can happen to a gambler? Right? They win. That is the very worst thing that could ever happen to them, is that they win. And that's essentially what happened here. Is a gambler. This would be probably D'Amico, right? The 39-year-old, huge gambler, and was blowing money, and it worked. And when they got this windfall of cash, they thought they'd be able to live the lavish lifestyle. Never mind the fact that there's still taxes to account for with some of those things, as well as, there's always going to be a paper trail, and a homeless guy who gets money, who blows it all, is going to want more money because he knows there's more where it came from, and he knows he can make it stink and make it worthwhile. So yeah, we can already see this was a pair of cons that were kind of already falling apart. Now, D'Amico and McClure countered that they were holding out for Bobbitt's own good because they accused him of relapsing to drug addiction. The couple turned themselves into authorities on Wednesday while Bobbitt was arrested in Philadelphia. All three are charged with conspiracy and theft by deception. D'Amico and McClure were processed and released, but Bobbitt is awaiting extradition. All donors who contributed to the campaign will be refunded by GoFundMe. And this is a big hit to GoFundMe. This is a huge hit to GoFundMe because this is their reputation on the line. Now, granted, they don't really have any say in all this, right? They provide the platform. People can put up the links. They put they put their hand out. They ask, and GoFundMe just facilitates it while taking their cut. And so they're gonna clearly refund the money on this case, and that's going to be good because that's going to show that there's accountability. If they didn't refund the money and the people who donated lost everything, then yeah, that's going to severely damage all GoFundMes going forward, considering the fact that this is true. GoFundMe is basically the nation's largest healthcare insurer, because the vast majority of GoFundMe campaigns that are on there are, in fact, for people to get medical treatment, to get medical help. And so they don't want that to go away. And I don't think people would stop using GoFundMe as a result of this if they decided to not return the money. But it's a $400,000 write-off that they're going to be able to account for losses, and then they'll be fine, right? But these guys are going to be busted for a while. And the thing is, it's a smart play. This is the type of movie Lifetime is going to make in about 6 months. This is the type of story that's going to actually find its way into the probably the pop culture history. You got a couple scheming with a homeless guy to raise some money, and I don't think they were anticipating to make like $4,000, to make 400,000. I think they initially wanted to do 10,000. They probably were going to try to get a little bit more because they had to pay back their own personal debts. In fact, D'Amico and his wife paid back $9,000 in personal loans that they had to family and friends. So they really needed the money. And then they decided with the rest of the cash that they were just going to give Bobbitt his cut, the $75K or whatever. And then he was going to go off from there. And, he blew it all, relapsed into drugs. So they say, got rid of his truck, gave it all away because he admits to doing that himself. And then thought, well, I've got a gravy train and I'll just sue him. And they're going to give me the money because they're not going to want to out the fact that they lied and cheated too. And he's already homeless. So what's it going to matter to him? He goes to jail. He gets 3 hots in a cot for the next couple years. What does it matter to him? By all things considered, he's got nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. And when he gets out of jail, he'll be homeless again. And guess what? He's already lived that life. He knows how it works. He'll be fine. Them, on the other hand, though, they're screwed. Oh yeah, no, they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. I don't know what the jail time on this is going to be. I don't know what they're going to plead guilty or not guilty, or what the deal they're going to cut is. But at the end of the day, they lied repeatedly 4 months about raising $400,000 for a homeless guy. Brought a lot of attention to homeless people and their plight, which is a good thing. And then we find out the whole thing was a scam. The whole thing was a hoax, and people got greedy and screwed themselves. Like I said, I look forward to this popping up on Lifetime, and you bet your ass I'm going to watch the whole damn movie. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. If you made it this far, type hoax into the chat so I know, as well as give the video a thumbs up. If you like it, toss it a thumbs up. Help the channel out, right? I'm not asking you to donate to a GoFundMe. I'm just asking you to click a little button, and maybe let's go a little farther. Let's test our luck. If you like the video, also consider subscribing. And if you subscribe and you like, consider Patreon. Ooh, what do you got to lose? Anyway, I'm kidding. I just thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.